Yeah, obviously, certainly not the outcome we wanted, but first, just the environment, the support that we get. Keep coming back, because we're going to keep battling, and we're going to keep growing, and we're going to learn from this, and we're going to get better. And I can guarantee you that. But at the end of the day, we've got to do a better job of making sure that we come out and dictate the flow of this game. And I thought at the end of the day, Robert Morris probably did that. To no surprise. Obviously, we know what the outcome was for them on Tuesday night, and I knew we'd get a different team than we saw Tuesday. And credit to them. But we'll keep learning and keep growing from this, and we'll be all right. Yeah, it's just a kind of a back and forth seesaw type deal, right? Loved our resiliency, right? We were able to fight back and took a 6-point lead with that 10-0 run. And then, it got a little harder for us, but we were attacking the basket, getting to the foul line. So it's not like we weren't scoring. I liked what we were doing. Couldn't get in quite the flow we wanted. But we were battling, and just really proud of how we were able to be resilient in the second half. But the second half wasn't the problem. It was that first half where, like I said, we especially at home, we've got to do a better job. This is our house. This is our house, and we need to dictate how this game is going to go, and we didn't do a good enough job with that.
Seemed to be one of the guys that found his rhythm in the first half, maybe didn't have it as much in the second half. Can you talk about more his first half performance, and then maybe what you need from him in the second?
Yeah, he was awesome in that first half, wasn't he? I think it was 14 and 7 or something like that, and really kept us in it for a while, right? Because we were kind of struggling a little bit, and Oku was battling on the glass, and just super, super active. And he has that in him, right? He's a terrific player, and this is only his second college game, right? And so we're still learning and growing, but I'm really proud of how Oku made his presence felt in that first half, right? That was terrific.
And then Andrew and Eli are obviously two holdovers from last year's program. Drake fans didn't really get to see much of them, and they've gotten a bigger role in these first couple of games. What have you seen from them in practice that made you confident in putting them out there?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, both of them are just super solid players. Both can play on both ends of the floor, and Eli only played 5 minutes in that first game, but when I went back and watched, I'm like, man, his 5 minutes were very solid. And he went 0 for 1 from 3, but I thought defensively he was fighting and scrapping and battling, and I wanted to give him a few more opportunities tonight. And when he was out there, he's playing great. So I really was happy with the way he played. And then Andrew, he's just a guy that is just a heart and soul, and makes his money on the defensive end, right? But he can make shots, and he'll continue to grow in his role too. But they're just very, very solid players, know how to help a team win.
Through 2 games, you've kind of seen teams have some success in the paint against Drake. What have you seen from your perspective of just what does Drake need to do in the future to make it more challenging moving forward?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that, right? To owning the paint and dictating the paint, and I think we let the ball inside a little bit too much tonight. We got beaten transition early a couple times, and they were able to throw it in. And we just got to do a better job of keeping it out of there from the start, right? Now I thought we did a really good job of attacking the paint too, and we did a better job of protecting it in the second half. But it's something that we talk about. And is it our ball screen defense? Is that hurting us? Is it how are we guarding in the post? Do we need to double more in the post? It's talked about all the time, right? But it's something that we'll continue to work on, and we'll get better at it. I want to be the most physical team in the Valley, and we're certainly not that yet. But guess what? We got a little ways to go to make that happen.
You talk about your success getting to the paint. Jalen Quinn, back-to-back games, it seems like in the second half. Do you tell him something to just go after it? Because it seems like a switch gets flipped for him in the second half.
Well, he's a dynamic player, right? And it's hard to keep him out of the paint. And yeah, he's electric down there. And so, it's just important that we we give them opportunities, right? And got to get better, and we'll get there. It's not something magic pill that we give them at halftime or anything like that, but it's certainly an emphasis. And at both times in the second half, we needed to get downhill and make things happen, maybe. So that's part of it too.
And then what have you seen through 2 games or from the first game to now, that you've seen this team progress? Is there a certain aspect that you were proud of tonight that maybe they struggled with in game 1?
I don't know if anything really stands out what we did better. I thought our ball screen defense took some strides. Now we had a couple crucial errors in that category too. But I did think, and we didn't get beat to the outside of the floor, so that was pretty good. And so there are some things that we're getting better at, but it's gonna take a little time, and we're gonna continue to grow. But the most important thing, really, at the end of the day, is it goes back to, this is our place. We've got to make sure we come out and really dictate that first half and really make our presence known. And we didn't do that tonight. We got to do a better job at that.